broadcaster Amy Nicole locked horns with Dan Wootton on Thursday's installment of his GB News program. The pair debated Swedish activist Greta Thunberg's calls to overthrow the West's capitalist system, but the conversation soon turned heated when Amy branded Dan a climate change denier. The New Zealander hit back at Amy's accusation, claiming he was an environmentalist before she was even born. Dan, 39, began his show criticizing Greta by telling viewers the climate change activist's dangerous capitalist agenda has been revealed and it must not be ignored by those who have wrongly put her on a woke pedestal. It comes in the wake of 19-year-old Greta deploring the West's obsession with capitalism during a scathing rant while she was in London promoting her new book, named The Climate Book. She called for a system-wide transformation, adding, "We are never going back to normal again because normal was already a crisis. What we refer to as normal is an extreme system built on the exploitation of people and the planet." Prince Harry memoir torn apart by Steph McGovern. Dan invited Dominique Samuels, Sean Bailey and Amy to debate Greta's recent outburst on his GB News program, but it soon turned animated. Dan claimed Greta is on the hard left and wants communism, to which commentator Dominique replied, "I'm glad she has finally said this, but it didn't take a genius to work out what the climate change lobby is about." However, as Dominique agreed with Don's earlier statement, Amy scoffed and weighed in on the matter. Dan called Amy out by claiming she's always using airplanes and doesn't want to live a life like Greta wants to prescribe for us. However, Amy snapped back, "I think I just sighed because I feel you are still pushing this climate change denial, it's a fact now." Dan interjected, repeatedly asking her, "Sorry, how did I do that?" Amy mocked Dan for claiming he was an environmentalist, but he fumed, "I am an environmentalist, I was an environmentalist before you were born." Amy continued, "Do you think Greta wants to take away everything that is good?" Dan Wootton and Stanley Johnson clash over Sunak's 27 Colombian pesos U-turn. Latest: Dan Wootton hails Italians as drivers deal with Extinction Rebellion. Update: Democrats torn to shreds over Pelosi attack. Midterms claim by GB News. Insight: the thing which is going to take away everything that is good is inaction on the climate and outing Greta. A furious Dan chimed in, "I have got to correct you, as you have just put a mistruth out by saying I was practicing climate change denialism. What did I say that denied climate change? Do you think we need to give up capitalism like Thunberg?" The row between the pair continued to escalate, with Amy standing up for Greta. Sean appeared to agree with Dan as he questioned whether Greta was being true about climate change or just trying to get her social agenda across. Amy clapped back, telling Sean he didn't know the first thing about what Greta has achieved if he meant what told GB News viewers. "She is the most selfless activist doing everything, she doesn't even fly, she goes around the world on boats," Amy stressed. Dan Wootton Tonight continues on weeknights at 9 p.m. on GB News.